Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Joey Powers.
And I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show.
Been a little while since we've done a show, so Don and I have kind of been doing like a mini show in between and before the show started.
Yeah, we haven't been able to coordinate our schedules here.
We're actually talking about Dustin Hoffman right now. And I'm going to continue this for a little bit because there's some good ones in here that we probably forgot about. Hero was awesome.
Hero, yeah.
Him and Andy Garcia, and that's Gina Davis is the female in that. Outbreak you just mentioned. Here's a good one with a great cast, Sleepers. Have you seen that?
Sleepers.
It's based on a controversial true story about 4 kids that had to go to a child's prison pretty much.
Yeah.
And they were...
I think I remember seeing this, but I don't remember Dustin Hoffman being in it.
Dustin Hoffman's in it, Robert De Niro's in it, Kevin Bacon, Brad Pitt, Jason Patric. It's got a huge cast, but it's very controversial because the person who wrote it is one of the people that was one of the 4 kids that was institutionalized. And they were sexually assaulted by the officers of the prisons. And at the beginning of the movie, 2 of the kids that are now, they're pretty much thugs, run into one, the head of the officers. They run into him at a bar and they shoot him and kill him. And so they go on trial. And Dustin Hoffman's actually their lawyer.
Oh, all right.
And Robert De Niro plays the priest that kind of was like their father figure for them growing up. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should.
I kind of vaguely remember.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's a good movie.
Well, it's right, what, early 90s?
Yeah, it was 96. What about Wag the Dog? Did you
That
see
was
that?
good,
Him
yeah.
and De Niro. That was pretty good. That's he directed Barry Levinson. But yeah, other than that, he hasn't really done a lot.
Not a lot lately.
But anyway, we're gonna do names from a hat today. Even though we don't have a hat, we have a bowl. But,
yeah, we had picked this a long time ago, and we were
and
going
we
to do
just
it.
haven't gotten together yet to do it.
So Joey and I each picked an actor, an actress, a film, and a director.
Oh, I didn't do a film.
Oh, you got to do a
I
film.
didn't do a film. I can think of a film real quick though. We just won't be able to pull it out of the hat.
All right.
So I don't know.
I kind of was looking forward to the film I picked.
Do you want to go first?
All right, I'm going to pick. I am picking out of the hat. Oh, this must be yours. It's really
if it's really
crumpled.
crunkled up, it's 9. Yeah.
Holy Moses.
I go a little nuts.
This baby's tight. Oh, no, it's mine. Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott.
And I didn't print out Ridley Scott, but because he had so much stuff.
This actually worked out perfect because, as you know, before the show started, I was talking about a movie that he just directed called All the Money in the World. I thought it was the best movie of the year. It was nominated. I don't think it was nominated for picture. It was only nominated for Christopher Plummer, who actually was hired, and they had to reshoot the entire movie, or at least the movies where he was in it, because Kevin Spacey originally they'd already filmed it, and then everything with the whole sex scandal that rocked Hollywood.
I wonder if that's ever happened before, where they had to shoot an entire movie for a reason like that.
I'd never heard of it before.
Oh, you know what? You know what they reshot? I don't know how much of it was. Oh man, Back to the Future. But I don't know how much of it they had to reshoot. They had.
Why? Was it because did Eric Stoltz initially take the job and then?
Yeah, and they shot some of the movie with Eric Stoltz, and then they decided it wasn't working.
I didn't know that he actually did. Actually, I knew that there were rumors that he was supposed to be Marty McFly, but.
And that's pretty insulting. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm sure that's not the only time that's happened, where you start a movie as an actor and they're like, nah, you're not worth working out. We're going to go with somebody else.
Yeah, and that was right after his performance in Mask.
Right.
I love that movie. That's a really, really good movie. So he has 47 directing credits.
47.
Ridley Scott, yeah.
I think he goes back. There was a movie called The Duelists with Harvey Keitel. I think it's one of the Carradines. Keith Carradine, maybe?
The Duelist, 1977, right before Alien.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has some, a good one that I haven't seen in a long time that I completely forgot he directed was Black Rain.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see that? Michael Douglas, Andy Garcia?
Right.
That was a really good movie. Blade Runner, Alien. Yeah, The Duelist.
Are those back-to-back, Alien and Blade Runner?
Nope, Alien was 79, The Duelist was 77. Blade Runner, I think, was early 80s. Blade Runner was 82. He did Chanel No. 5, The Swimming Pool.
Between those?
Yeah, that was a short, just a video.
I was going to say, I don't even remember that coming out.
He did Legend. Is that the one with Tom Cruise that
Legend,
bombed?
right.
Black Rain, yes. Thelma and Louise. You know, he's got some real classic movies here. I mean,
Right.
obviously Gladiator, you know. Is
So
right
he's
up
not
there.
just a science fiction director, though. That's kind of what, when you think Ridley Scott, you think of those movies, Alien and Blade Runner.
Okay,
Excuse me.
Ridley Scott was actually a good one. Black Hawk Down. I
Oh,
love that movie.
I didn't realize till I looked at that list that was
Yeah,
him.
he was actually nominated for Best Director for Black Hawk Down.
And I would say I like Black Hawk Down, but I also didn't like Black Hawk Down. I was traumatized. It was like it was
my God,
handheld
yeah,
cameras
yeah.
and everything.
Oh no, the directing, the filming was excellent.
I don't know if I want to see it again. That's how intense it was.
I really like that. Oh yeah, the scene with the pilots
Yeah.
and like all the people are like all of a sudden like hovering over them. I was like, my hands were sweating. I was like, oh my God. But I've seen that a few times. I really like that movie. What about American Gangster?
Yeah, that was good. Denzel Washington.
And then Russell Crowe. That was actually initially supposed to be released like 3 years prior, and it was actually supposed to be Denzel Washington and Benicio del Toro. But
Oh, wow.
Benicio del Toro had other commitments because it got pushed back so long and Ridley Scott was actually happy because Russell Crowe wasn't available to do it at the time, and it ended up working out for both sides. I would have liked to have seen Benicio del Toro as that character though, because he's a very, very talented actor.
Yeah.
What about Body of Lies? Another Russell Crowe.
Now who's in that? Is
That's
that a Madonna?
DiCaprio and Russell Crowe.
Body of Lies.
DiCaprio.
I don't think I saw it.
It's not as good considering those two heavyweight actors. You know, Russell Crowe. DiCaprio's a CIA agent, and Russell Crowe's like his mentor. It takes place over in the Middle East. I only saw it once. It was considering Ridley Scott, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Russell Crowe. I was disappointed. I expected a lot more than that. What about the Robin Hood one he did? That's also Russell
I
Crowe.
have that at my house. I haven't seen it
I
yet.
haven't seen it either.
I bet that got good. I bet that got good reviews.
What about Prometheus? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I did. Did you?
Nope.
Oh, I thought that was outstanding.
What about The Martian? I heard that was
Martian.
really good too.
Yeah, Martian was really good.
And then yeah,
That was today's quote on the movie quote calendar. It was, "I've been the only person to be alone on an entire planet."
that's cool.
That's a good one. That's a good one to see. And there was a lot when that came out. There was a lot of stuff asking about how factual it was, which I don't know. In my book, it didn't really. I'm not a scientist, so in my book, it was pretty cool.
Well, we were just talking about the ratings on here. American Gangster gets 7.8.
Yeah.
I don't. That's. I mean, that's
You think that's too
in
high?
line with Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
I think that's too high. I do. I don't think it's. I think it was good, but I remember. Oh, what about The Counselor? Did you ever see that?
No.
I didn't know that was Ridley Scott. That's got a good cast. Michael Fassbender, right after Prometheus.
Oh wow.
It's wow, it only got 5.3. But it's got Michael Fassbender, Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz. I think Brad Pitt's in it. Javier Bardem,
Good cast.
Brad Pitt. Yep. Yeah, but it only got
Wow.
5.3. But Michael Fassbender is definitely the star.
Huh.
But yeah, Ridley Scott, he's got some good. What about Matchstick Men? Nicolas Cage, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
That's a good one.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
He's probably got. I can see red there, so he's got a couple in the can that he's getting ready to.
Yeah, Battle of Britain, Queen and Country, and another Alien sequel.
Wow.
So
And he's in his 80s too.
yeah, and his brother was Tony,
Yeah.
who was also a very good director. So actually, I was looking at it. Tony Scott directed Beverly Hills 2, Beverly Hills Cop 2. 'Cause remember we were wondering about that,
Right.
and he ended up directing 2. So no, Ridley Scott's a good one. What would you say your favorite Ridley Scott movie is?
Oh, that's tough.
It is. I know what mine is, but it definitely is tough.
You know, I almost want to say Blade Runner.
Yeah, mine's Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, Black Hawk Down was really good.
I like Gladiator, but at the same time, it was like 5 years after Braveheart, and I feel like I don't know. They're just
So that was his Gladiator.
yeah, and he didn't win an Oscar for that either. That was Traffic.
Traffic won
Steven-
that year.
No, Gladiator won picture, but Steven Soderbergh, I believe, won director for Traffic. That's a heavyweight friggin' fight right there.
Yeah.
Traffic and Gladiator. I like Traffic better, personally.
I probably would choose that over Gladiator. I don't
Yeah.
remember being a big fan of Gladiator. I thought it was,
I was a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator.
yes.
Because I remember, we've had this conversation before, I wouldn't watch Joaquin Phoenix movies for a few years after that because he was so miserable in that movie.
He was a good heavy, yeah.
He was great, you know? Yeah, Thelma and Louise is another good one too, though. I mean, I haven't seen that in a really, really long time.
No, I haven't either.
And that was kind of, in a way, Brad Pitt's big.
That's what I thought.
Break.
I thought it was his first movie, but I guess he came out with something before that.
Yeah, but I think this is what kind of like
propelled him.
Yeah, because it's not a big role, but
Right.
so yeah, Ridley Scott's definitely a good one.
Yeah, he's a real heavyweight director,
Yeah, and like you said, he's in his 80s, but he doesn't look like he's slowing down all that much. I wonder what Battle of Britain is.
I wonder who's in it.
That's what I'm going to check right now. He's producer and
I wonder if
director.
that's a remake, because when I was a kid, God, I had to be like 6 years old or something. They came out with a movie called The Battle of Britain.
There's,
I can't even tell you who's in that movie, The Battle of
it
Britain.
just says a feature film version of the Battle of Britain.
Oh,
That doesn't say anything else. Who's in it? Matthew Orton wrote it, if you care.
I guess it was a big battle. They called it The Battle of Britain. But they did make a movie. I remember it because like I said, I was like a kid, and I think I saw it at the drive-in with my parents. And there was a part where this guy had goggles on, and he got shot in the eyes, and
Wow.
blood came like flowing out of the thing. And yeah, I remember all the gross parts. When I was a kid, that made a huge impression.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Trying to find one that he's got coming up that they give us information on. Here we go. Queen and Country, untitled Alien sequel.
An Alien sequel. So how many aliens would that be?
I have no idea. I haven't seen any.
There's 3. He just made one last year.
Film will cap his prequel series leading directly into the events of Alien. So,
Now, I thought, I could be mistaken about this, but I thought somehow Prometheus and Alien were going to kind of dovetail somehow.
yeah, wasn't Prometheus supposed to be like a prequel?
I guess, but I didn't really.
You didn't see it that way?
No,
I haven't seen
didn't
any of
s-
the Alien movies.
I didn't see the alien in the movie, and I'm not really sure how they're going to do that. How they're going to.
Well, let's see what they give. Following clues to the origin of mankind, a team finds a structure on a distant moon, but they soon realize that they are not alone.
And he's going to direct that too, huh?
Well, no, that's the description for Prometheus.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I thought that movie had some depth to it too.
Yeah.
Talking about religion or God. I thought that was a pretty interesting film. Charlize Theron's in that.
She's a good
Michael
actress.
Fassbender.
He's actually a really good actor. Did you ever see Shame?
I did.
That was a good movie.
I saw this other one, The Light Between the Oceans,
I haven't
about
seen
these guys. He marries this woman, and they man a lighthouse. I think it's in Australia. And then they find a baby. They try to have a baby and they can't. And then a baby washes up on shore, and they claim it for their own. They raise it as their own child. And I won't say any more about it.
I don't know. It sounds
No
pretty
spoil-
interesting. I've heard of it. I think
Yeah.
I have it on Netflix.
And so then he married. The co-star is Alicia Vikander. He
Okay.
married her
In
So
real
those-
life?
Yeah, so those two are married now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was telling that to somebody
She's
at work.
the
and
new
they
Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good-looking girl.
And she won an Academy Award.
Yeah. I don't remember what she won it for, but she won Supporting Actress a couple of years ago.
It was for. It was the one where the guy dresses up as a woman. Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, yes. Oh, what's it called?
I can't think of the name of it. Eddie Redmayne he's living as a woman. Anyway,
I'm going to find it.
she
here in a
won. She
second.
won for an Academy Award for that, which is pretty interesting.
The Danish girl?
The Danish girl.
Is
Yeah.
that it? Yeah. All right.
I haven't seen that. I took it out of I shouldn't even say that the library has it, but it does. They have the Danish Girl. I took it out. I didn't get to watch it, and nobody has returned Zodiac.
Still not?
No.
Did you watch Braveheart?
I watched Braveheart.
What did you think about Braveheart?
I liked Braveheart. I was really into it.
Yeah.
I think it did a great job. It has like, it's like really visually great. It's like got a lot of like great cinematography and color. It's got like the real like Hollywood soundtrack to it with the orchestra and everything.
Yeah. No, it was very well done. And we were looking at it earlier. That was his second movie he's ever directed.
Only his second
movie. And the first one was The Man Without a Face, which I thought was excellent. I thought that was a really, really good movie. And yeah, he's only done a handful of movies.
Yeah.
You know, because I was actually going to pick Mel Gibson as my director, but I've only seen 3 movies he's directed. But that's like half of his movies.
I know. I'm kind of surprised by that. You would think that a guy that, won an award, he got that acclaimed. Even he didn't do Last Temptation. What's the one? The
Passion of the
Passion
Christ.
of the Christ, which, it had certain criticisms about it, but it wasn't a lousy movie by any means.
It made a ton of money too. It was popular. People went and saw it.
I would have thought he'd keep directing and stuff like that, but I guess.
I think in a way he kind of got a little blacklisted.
Yeah.
Because from like 2004 to like 2010, there wasn't anything that he did.
Well, that's where he had that infamous thing with the police.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I feel like nobody really wanted to work with him.
Right.
And then he came back with Edge of Darkness in like 2010, and that was. I haven't seen it, but I mean, it didn't make a lot of money. It was an R-rated movie, and it was his first like starring role in a major release in like 6 or 7 years. But we both have seen Daddy's Home too, and he's great in that.
Yeah.
He's funny. You have to admit, Mel Gibson's a pretty talented guy. He's a good actor. He's very versatile.
Right. He must be like a really bright guy to be able to pull off being an actor, being a director,
Producer.
stuff.
He writes sometimes.
So he
maybe he doesn't write.
He must kind of, I don't know, he gets to pick and choose what he wants to do.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, too, like, he's earned that right because he was such a big star for such a long time, that he can pretty much do whatever he wants. And he does, unfortunately, sometimes. But all right, I'm going to...
you got to pick one.
Bust in here. I know, I'm still thinking of a movie.
See what we got.
All right, so you knew about this one.
I knew about this.
It's my director, Gavin O'Connor.
Ah.
He hasn't done a lot of films, but like I said, the 3 movies that I own of his that he's done are all excellent movies. Pride and Glory.
What was Pride and Glory again?
That's the one with Edward Norton and Colin Farrell.
Oh, all right, yeah, you lent that to me.
They're brother-in-laws. They're both New York police officers.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
That was a really, really good movie.
Trying to remember, like you lent me 2 that were pretty similar. It was that one, and then there was another one with...
Yeah, Brooklyn's Finest.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Because you actually like Brooklyn's Finest better.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's going to tie in with my actor. So let's not talk about Brooklyn's Finest right now because I didn't even think of that when I did this.
I watched them like the same weekend.
Yeah, because I like Pride and Glory better and you like Brooklyn's Finest better.
But only slightly better. It wasn't like one was a lousy movie or anything.
No, they were both really... Brooklyn's Finest was actually Anton Fuqua, who directed Training Day, Tears of the Sun. But yeah, so Miracle. You haven't seen Miracle. It's based on the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey
I wrote
team.
it down though for sports movies. I gotta see Miracle.
Because as I was telling Dawn, there was I want to say it was on Facebook, a list of the top 40 greatest sports movies of all time. And it prompted me to start a sports movie marathon. So we're going to have to do a sports movie show. Because I watched Miracle 3 times this weekend. And it might be my favorite sports movie of all time.
Wow.
I mean, it is...
Better than Hoosiers.
That's tough. I looked for Hoosiers, but the problem is I have so many DVDs, after a while, I just get frustrated. Because I know I have an H section somewhere, but it's not AB, and I just had to get them picked up one day, and I have no idea where it is.
I'd be in the same boat. I own Hoosiers. I can't tell you where it is. It's in a box in the back room somewhere.
But it's an excellent movie. That's why I want to watch it again, because after watching Miracle, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I owe it to Hoosiers to watch it. But like I said, I watch Any Given Sunday, Major League 2. So, but the other one was Warrior.
Right.
Which I thought as far as sports movies goes, that wasn't on the list of the top 40, but I feel like it very well could be because that's an outstanding movie. I mean, Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton are both really good as kind of rival brothers, really. But Nick Nolte steals the scenes in that movie. He's just, you could tell he's got his A game on in that movie.
Right.
I was really rooting for him because he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He didn't win, but I feel like a lot of people are actually, they were rooting for him. And you saw Warrior.
Yeah. You lent it to me. It was a really good movie. I liked it a lot.
It is. Like I remember when it came out, it bombed. And it was PG-13, so I was kind of surprised. I was like, I would have thought it would have made a little more money than what it did. But I was intrigued, so I got it. And I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy was a lot better of an actor than I expected.
Oh, yeah, I love Tom Hardy.
And Joel Edgerton, I'd never seen him in anything until that movie. And he was great. You know who else is actually in that movie, and I didn't even point it out, put it together, that because he's in Pride and Glory as well, is Noah Emmerich. He's a really big jerk. He's the bank guy that Joel Edgerton is trying to have him help him because he doesn't want to lose his house. And he's a really big jerk in that movie. But he's a really good actor. He's a very actually he's a Miracle too. Noah Emmerich's in all three of those movies. I have no idea how I didn't realize that until now. Because he's the assistant coach in Miracle. He's like the assistant police chief in Brooklyn's Finest, and he's the jerk banker in.
Oh wow! So he must
Warrior.
be pretty tight with Gavin O'Connor.
Apparently, I don't know how I didn't notice that until just now.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, he hasn't done a ton of movies, but those are three really, really good movies.
Right. And you were talking about he's got stuff coming up.
Yeah. Well, he did The Accountant. I haven't seen The Accountant. But it got really good reviews.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of money. I mean, it made enough money they're doing a sequel with the same cast, I believe. I know Ben Affleck's in it.
And our town library has it. I just avoided getting it for some weird reason.
But yeah, that's nice that we can also let people know that you can get it at the town library.
Yeah, as long as people don't steal it. So if you're watching this show, don't steal the DVDs.
Yeah.
Because that means that other people miss out on seeing them. Like, I mean, I've seen Zodiac a couple of times, but I mean, there are other movies we were looking for.
Just bring back Zodiac. Okay, you've had it long enough. Bring it back.
We were looking for Melissa McCarthy movies, and the library listed it that they had Bridesmaids, The Heat, and Spy. None of them are at the library anymore. They've all been stolen from the library. Come on, people.
People, it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. Just bring it back.
You return it.
I mean, come on. All right, so I'm going to check and see what he's got coming up. The Green Hornet. He's got a few. Oh, Suicide Squad 2. So he's, even though he hasn't done a lot of movies, like his first.
Who did the first Suicide Squad?
I don't remember. Oh,
I don't either.
No, what's his face? Snyder? Zack Snyder?
Todd. Oh yeah.
I think it was Zack Snyder, wasn't it?
Zack Snyder did it.
Yeah. But yeah, Gavin O'Connor's got that. He's also got the Untitled Accountant sequel and the Green Hornet.
Wow.
So he's got.
So The Accountant must be really good that they made a sequel.
They're making a sequel.
Of course, that could spoil it for us because if he's in like a life or death scene, we're going to know that he's going to live because he's obviously going to be in the sequel, I guess.
So The Accountant.
Not necessarily though. It could be like a supporting guy who carries on in the second one.
The Accountant got a 7.4.
Wow.
As a math savant uncooks the books for a new client, the Treasury Department closes in on his activities and the body count starts to rise.
Oh.
It stars Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons. I think John Bernthal's in it. John Bernthal, yep, Jeffrey Tambor, John Lithgow. It's got a pretty decent cast.
I think I'm going to get this for next weekend if you people don't beat me to it. Or Joey. Joey could beat me to it.
Well, I have it.
Oh, you have it.
I just haven't seen it.
Oh. Like me.
Maybe we should get together some weekend, have a few beers, and watch a couple movies.
Joey, we should do a show on movies we
that
own
we own that we haven't seen. Yes. Yes, that would
I
be.
could talk about Deadpool, 12 Years a Slave.
Yep, that would be entertaining. Oh, God. I don't even.
I almost pulled out Inglourious Bastards last night.
I own that too and haven't seen it.
I probably had it for a year and I haven't watched it.
I probably had it for a year. Colin, I do own Wonder Woman. Haven't watched it. I think it's still in the plastic. But I own it.
He's giving us the thumbs up.
Okay, I can't see him. I'm going to watch it. There's just like 60 movies ahead of it. So that was pretty much, I mean, I was thinking about it and I realized that he did Miracle and Warrior and I had watched them both this past weekend and then I forgot about Pride and Glory. And so when I looked on it and I'm like, he's got some really big movies coming up. So,
Right.
hopefully,
Maybe I should be writing this down.
it sounds like he has a pretty big future in directing. So,
I'm writing down the accountant to make sure that I don't
yeah. No, I mean, it got, like I said, it made a lot of money too for an R-rated movie. Especially considering it's a Ben Affleck R-rated movie, and he's not the most
Right.
popular guy in the world.
Oh, that's kind of what I thought. I thought maybe it died a quick death because of Ben Affleck.
No,
And
it had long legs.
Oh.
And like I said, 7.4 for that kind of movie, that's pretty impressive. So that's pretty much what I have on Gavin O'Connor. So if you want to,
Pretty cool. All right, let's take another one.
still trying to think of a movie.
So we exposed both of our directors, so there'll be no more.
Yeah,
directors
that's
to
kind of
talk
funny how
about.
it worked out that way.
Let's see. We got. Oh, there's a Joey one because it's long.
Yeah,
Oh, is he behind us? Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, which was my tie-in to
Wow.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about another actor that in his heyday, he was a draw. I mean,
Yeah, he must have pissed somebody off in Hollywood because Wesley Snipes is like nothing now.
yeah.
I can't even remember last time I saw Wesley Snipes, and he was, like you said, he was huge.
He was enormous. I mean, it really kind of started when he played Willie Mays Hayes in Major League. I think that's what kind of got people's attention. Like, this guy's not a supporting player. This guy's a movie star.
Right.
Because he actually did not reprise his role in Major League 2 because he was offered so much more money to play the bad guy in Demolition Man.
Right.
And Major League 2 just wasn't paying his character as much because, I mean, honestly, it's Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, and Corbin Burnson who were the three main leads, and then there were a bunch of supporting players. And so he decided to take on the role, and I mean, that set him off to superstardom.
Yeah.
You had Rising Sun, Murder at 1600. I'm trying, this thing's dead. I mean, if you think about it, for a decade, Wesley Snipes was one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. I remember going to see a lot of his movies in the movie theater because he was that big.
Like you would think you'd at least see his face. He'd be in supporting roles or something nowadays.
I
But
think the last one that I've seen is Brooklyn's Finest.
that's the last time he was in a movie.
That's the last time I seen him in a movie.
Huh.
And he's only...
We're looking him up right now.
All right, how old do you think Wesley Snipes is?
I'm going to say Wesley Snipes. I think he's the same age I am. 55.
Yep. Nailed it. He's going to be 56.
Yep.
Let's see. He was in The Expendables 3, which I think every washed-up actor in the history of Hollywood was in that movie.
So he was in a movie recently. He's not dead.
Brooklyn Finest was 2009. Let's see. I'm trying to look for a movie.
And he wasn't the star of the movie.
Of Brooklyn's
Brooklyn's
Finest?
Finest.
No, I would say probably Richard Gere's character. Ethan Hawke plays a sleaze. Don Cheadle. I mean, that's a really good cast.
Yeah, Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. But
Man, there's a guy we don't see enough of. You don't see enough Don Cheadle.
No,
Man.
Don Cheadle's excellent. I mean, I think Crash might have been his best performance. Even though he didn't even get nominated for that. Matt Dillon did, which was probably his best performance as well.
What's the other one? Hotel Rwanda. Have you seen that?
Yeah. No, I haven't. He was
I
nominated
haven't
for
either.
Best Actor for that, though.
Yeah, I got to see that. I think
So-
I have that on VHS.
So we got all the Blade movies. Did you ever see Liberty Stands Still?
No.
It was like a poor man's version of Phone Booth. It was they were both released at the same time. Phone Booth is Colin Farrell and Katie Holmes, and Liberty Stands Still is Linda Fiorentino and Wesley Snipes.
Oh, wow.
The Art of War, Play It to the Bone. I'm not even to any of his big movies yet. Obviously, Blade. The first Blade was big. Another one I forget about, U.S. Marshals.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah, with Tommy Lee Jones?
Yep. Wesley Snipes, Robert Downey.
Yeah.
That was kind of Robert Downey Jr.'s coming back into Hollywood movies. The Fan. Did you see The Fan?
Yeah,
Him and De Niro.
right.
That was a really good movie.
Hey, Bobby!
Oh, Benicio del Toro's in that too.
Yeah.
Murder at 16.
He's the guy that's got his number.
Yeah.
He's got Wesley Snipes' number.
Yep. Murder at 1600.
That I don't think I saw.
I saw that in the movie theater. Him, Diane Lane, Dennis Miller. It's a good movie. I don't like Dennis Miller, but it was
that was huge, and he was what, like an ex-CIA guy? It was a big
yeah.
that was
He's
a big
like
movie.
He's I want to say he's a police officer in Washington D.C. and there's an actual murder at the White House, and so they have to bring him in. Money Train. That was a really big movie, which is going to lead up to probably my favorite Wesley Snipes movie, which is White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, I was watching a little of that.
Have
the
you
other
seen
day.
that?
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's just, I don't know, just him and Woody Harrelson just have really good chemistry. You know, I mean, Woody Harrelson is another really good actor. New Jack City.
New Jack City.
That's
yeah.
probably what shot him to stardom, because I think that was before. Yeah, it was before Demolition Man.
But it wasn't before Major League. That came after Major League.
That came after Major League, yeah. But I think that was his first. Yeah, that was his first starring role. Because Major League was '89. Kingdom New York was '90. That wasn't as big as New Jack City though. New Jack City was 1991. And then Demolition Man wasn't that far after, I want to say. White Men Can't Jump, 92. Passenger, 57. That was a good one.
Right.
92. Rising Sun, 93. Demolition Man, 93. Sugar Hill, 93. Drop Zone, 94. Money Train, 95. So, I mean, he had like a pretty good run.
The 90s. He was pretty huge in the 90s.
He was. He was very huge. But yeah, like you said, it's like, when was the last?
He must have pissed somebody off, man. There's no way you can drop from being like top box office guy to being like nothing nowadays.
Well, he had the whole tax evasion thing, where he went to jail for a little while. I think that was like.
But that shouldn't ruin a guy's career. I mean, he's still,
No, I agree.
he could come back and do an action movie,
Yeah, he's only 55. I mean, we're talking about other people being like 90. I mean, Ridley Scott's 81.
Right.
And he's got like 3 or 4 movies lined up. So I mean, I know it's probably a little different because Wesley Snipes kind of is an action star.
Right.
But Tom Cruise is still doing it. So I mean, they're about the same age.
Exactly.
So. But no, I've always been a big fan of Wesley Snipes. White Men Can't Jump's great. Money Train, Money Train's a good movie too. It really is. Jennifer Lopez is in that as well. They play brothers that are both New York police officers, and she's a New York police officer that just gets assigned to work with them. Chris Cooper's in that. Chris Cooper's actually the bad guy that sets the booths on fire.
Oh. Huh.
So.
Yeah, I think Chris Cooper did a lot of stuff. That was kind of, we were just looking at Lonesome Dove. And he had a pretty significant role in Lonesome Dove back in late 80s, but he didn't really, it probably was another, I almost want to say 10 years before he kind of like rose.
Well, yeah, I mean, Money Train was 96, and I didn't even know he was in that when he came out. Like, I wasn't like, oh, hey, that's Chris Cooper.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's the dirtbag that's setting women on fire, so. Where is it? Money Train. Money Train was 95, but and that was like a bit role. He didn't have a big part in that movie. I mean, so, yeah, it's just funny, like, talking about movies, and you're like, oh, I forgot this person was in it, because at that time, that person wasn't a star,
right.
And now they're like a household name. And it's like, oh, I forget they were in that movie, Like, Ricky Schroeder was pretty big at the time.
Right.
Because he had Silver Spoons.
Yeah, as a television guy, and so was Robert Urich.
And we were also talking about how, even though Robert Duvall clearly has to be older than Tommy Lee Jones, Tommy Lee Jones' character is made to look a lot older than Robert Duvall's character.
Right.
Because that was the first thing I remember seeing Tommy Lee Jones in. And I thought he was like John Wayne's age. And I didn't even, what was it, 89? When Lonesome Dove came
89.
out? I didn't even know.
Wait, it might have even been earlier than that.
Could have been.
I bet it was earlier than I thought it was. I thought it was 89.
But that is absolutely an excellent mini, whatever you want to call it. It's
I just
really
thought
good.
Robert Duvall was just really kind of blew me away.
No, it was 89. Trying to click on it here, but no, I mean, just looking at it, he looks just so old.
Yeah.
He doesn't look that old in real life now.
And he kind of.
Danny Glover.
Man, I don't even know if Tommy Lee Jones had like resurrected.
All right, maybe we should wait and talk about this.
He wasn't at his biggest, was he? Like Tommy Lee Jones, when did he do
this?
the one?
This was before The Fugitive.
That's
The Fugitive is what set him off, because he was always like a supporting, and he was excellent in The Fugitive, and he won Best Supporting Actor, and then he started becoming a leading man.
Right.
But do you want to pull another one? Because we're going to end up talking about this anyway. So.
I just pulled. You got to pull one.
Oh, you did pull. That's right. All right.
I pulled Wesley Snipes.
I still got to find a movie. It's hard because we can't stop talking.
Oh, actress.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah. I was thinking about it because she's got that new movie out.
I want to see
Quiet
that
Place.
so bad. Yeah.
We want to see it. We're hoping. Wouldn't that be great if Bellas Falls could get that? But we were talking strategically that it's probably not.
Probably
gonna
not
become
going to
Bellas Falls.
happen, unfortunately, because of Avengers and then Solo. Emily
Oh,
Blunt.
so-
you
yeah.
know, I haven't seen a lot of Emily Blunt.
I printed out some of her stuff
She's
too.
excellent in The Devil Wears Prada. She's such a snotty little bitch.
Oh, and I didn't. You know, I've seen pieces of that movie. I don't think I've seen the whole movie.
You
and
should.
I don't
That's
remember
that's
her
actually.
from it.
I don't like a lot of chick flicks, but that's one of my favorite.
Yeah?
That and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days are probably my two ultimate chick flick go-tos. And I have no shame in admitting that. I love How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I thought that was a really good movie. But no, she's perfect. She's like, it's her, Meryl Streep, and Anne Hathaway. Meryl Streep is like, she runs like a fashion company,
Right.
pretty much. Anne Hathaway's her new intern, and Emily Blunt is the receptionist.
Oh.
And she's just such a snobby little bitch, but it's so funny because Anne Hathaway is like, this wholesome girl next door, she's trying her hardest. And Meryl Streep, I mean, she could play friggin' Superman and be nominated for an Oscar, She is perfect. She is so evil in that movie.
Right.
But she turns Anne Hathaway she makes Anne Hathaway absolutely 100% great at her job because she's on top of her every step of the way. Like, if she makes a mistake, she's gone and she knows it. But it's such a funny movie. And Meryl Streep was nominated for Best Actress for it.
Yeah.
And you should really watch it. It's a really, really well done movie.
I should watch it start to finish.
Adrian Grenier, is that your pronounce his name? The star from Entourage, plays her boyfriend, and he's not in it as much, but he's pretty good as well. And Simon Baker is in it, and he's really good.
Did you see this movie? I don't know how Sicario?
No, you told me about it though,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen it. That's got Benicio del Toro, I believe.
That's that Denis Villeneuve, who directed. He directed the new Blade Runner 2020 or whatever I think it's called, 2049.
2049, yeah.
He did that, and then he did The Arrival with Amy Adams. Let's see, Amy Adams is up here. That might be from The Arrival.
I think that is from The Arrival.
Back there. He did this one, Sicario, which also has Benicio del Toro, who we were talking about, who's got a really good part. So you're going to want to see it. I think the library has it.
How do you spell his last name?
Villeneuve, Villeneeuve. It's got to be in there somewhere because he's made
Vill.
Villa.
I go Villegas.
Neuev.
Dennis. Oh, here we go. Director Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, he's pretty highly regarded right now as far as directors go. He did this one, Sicario, which I questioned when I saw the movie. It's a good movie, but I
Okay.
said, why did they make the lead character a woman? And I think it has to do with there's a plot piece to the whole thing that I don't know if they could have done it with a man. I don't know. Maybe with some imagination they could have flipped it. But Emily Blunt was the lead.
We've talked about him before because he did Prisoners.
Right, which I haven't seen.
You have to watch that movie.
Wow.
Oh my God!
Put it on my
It's
list.
Hugh
right there.
Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, Terrence Howard.
Wow.
It is a brutal movie. The kid Paul Dano,
Uh-huh.
he's in it.
Oh,
It's one of the most violent movies I've ever seen in my life.
wow.
Like when you see, I'm not even gonna tell you. You're gonna like your stomach's gonna get queasy when you see what happens to one of these people. But it's an
Wow.
excellent movie. He actually did Enemy, which Jake Gyllenhaal plays a dual role, which, breaking news, I own but I haven't seen.
Enemy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a girl I used to work with, Emily, was telling me about it, and I ended up ordering it on Amazon. And I haven't watched it yet.
I'm going to write that one down.
But-
Enemy. I'm not even really aware of that movie.
Yeah, he did it. This Dennis dude.
Another Denis Villeneuve movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and he did Blade Runner, Arrival, Sicario, Enemy, Prisoners, Rated R for nudity. And I haven't heard of any of the other things he's done.
Huh.
I don't think I think Prisoners might have actually been his first movie.
That might have been the big launching movie.
Yeah, because it looks like the rest of these are probably shorts.
Huh.
Or documentaries. Have you ever heard of Maelstrom? Me neither. All right, but back to Emily Blunt.
So yes, she plays the lead in Sicario. She's like I think she's FBI. I'm trying to remember how the whole thing is. Then she gets recruited by the CIA to do this whole thing. Anyway, it's kind of a cool movie. And the other guy in it is Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
So
Yep,
it's
I see
Josh
that right
Brolin,
here.
Benicio del Toro, and her.
That's a good cast.
Yeah.
That's a really good cast.
She also did this one, Edge of Tomorrow. That's Tom Cruise. Did
I
you
own
see
it,
that?
and I haven't seen it.
That's kind of a cool movie.
I've only seen her in. I honestly, I might want to say just that Meryl Streep, The Devil Wears Prada. What else you got?
Sunshine Cleaning.
No, I heard that was good though. That's her and Amy Adams.
Yeah, that's where I got turned on to
No, I haven't
Emily
seen that.
Blunt. I kind of fell in love with her.
So she's going to be the new Mary Poppins. Is that? Yep.
The young Victoria. She's done a bunch of different things. The Wolfman. Is that the one with
Anthony Hopkins, I think.
and Benicio del Toro?
Yeah, I think so. The Adjustment Bureau's with Matt Damon. I haven't seen that. 5-Year Engagement. Who's the guy in the 5-Year Engagement?
I don't know. That's one. See, the ones I circled, I haven't seen. So I haven't
Okay.
seen Looper.
Oh, I heard Looper was excellent.
Yeah,
That's with Joseph
one I have to
Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis.
see. Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard that's excellent.
that's one I need to see.
See, I don't really know much about her at all, but it looks like she has some really good roles.
I don't know about 5-Year Engagement. I circled it because it's one I want to see. The Adjustment Bureau. That's with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yep.
That's pretty good.
Is it? I haven't seen it. I got it on Netflix and I never watched it.
Yeah, I liked her in that too. Gulliver's Travels. Is that with Jack Black?
I believe so, yes.
I didn't circle that one because I don't know if that's a.
The 5-Year Engagement. Is that? I want to say it's like Jason Segel or it's one of those guys or Seth Rogen. It's Jason Segel.
Yeah. Okay, read
One
about
year
this.
after meeting, Tom proposes to his girlfriend Violet, but unexpected events keep tripping them up as they look to walk down the aisle together. And it's also got Chris Pratt.
So this is like a romantic comedy.
Yeah. Chris Pratt, Alison Brie, who I'm a big fan of because she's a cutie pie. That's how I like actresses. I don't know how they look. That's terrible. You'll see when you get to my actors. Yeah, no, that's a movie I would watch.
So what did I circle the other one? Sunshine Cleaning. Charlie Wilson's War. She was in.
I haven't seen that either.
It's a movie called The Great Buck Howard, and Buck Howard is John Malkovich. I circled that because I've wanted to see it. The Jane Austen Book Club, and of course, The Devil Wears Prada. I circled because I haven't seen
That was
it.
definitely by far her breakout. Big time. Oh, we gotta wrap it up. Okay,
we gotta wrap it up.
We didn't get to everybody at all. Wow.
Wow,
We
I
really been chatty today.
I was afraid we weren't going to have enough stuff,
Me
enough
too.
material here.
Well, we can save those for next week, and it'll give me time to get a movie.
There we go.
All right, so until next week, I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
See
See
you
you
at the movies.
movies.